What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with AltCoin Buzz. So today we're going to talk about something that's interesting that's popped up. If you're a big Raiblocks fan, you might be scrolling through this list here going, let's see where Raiblocks is. Whoa, it's not even on here. And you're scrolling through and you're like, where the heck is Raiblocks? Well, come to find out, you see this number 20 position? This is Raiblocks, now rebranded as Nano. So we're going to explore that, and we're going to explore the possibilities of Nano XRB. So if we just pull it up here, you can see new logo, everything like that. You click on this link and you'll get the Nano website. So let's take a look at the digital currency for the real world, the fast and free way to pay for everything in life. Instant transactions, zero fees, infinitely scalable, right? Let's take a look at the Nano video.
Banks have been our trusted financial middlemen throughout history. They offer a secure place for our money and relatively easy access to it. However, with bank fees and slow transaction times, this comes at a cost. But what if buyers and sellers could securely transact with each other directly without the need of a trusted middleman? This was the driving force behind the early digital currencies. Complex algorithms combined with cryptography and a public ledger meant that banks were no longer needed to verify transactions. Yet these currencies are far from perfect. Transactions require a process called mining, where computers compete to solve complex equations for the reward of newly minted currency. But as the transaction ledger grows, this process becomes increasingly slow, inefficient, and expensive. Introducing Nano. Nano utilizes an innovative technology called the block lattice, which works without a mining process, resulting in transactions of any size being processed instantly with no fees. There's no limit to how many transactions can occur simultaneously. Nano is the digital currency designed to function on a global scale. Nano's vision is to bring digital currency to the masses. We are focused on creating innovative applications that put Nano at the heart of people's everyday lives. And this is just the beginning.
There you go, guys. So it's still Raiblocks technology and everything, just rebranded. So nothing's really changed. Probably going to want to come on here and check out the website, online wallet, download our apps, run on your desktop for the wallet, for those of you who are looking for that wallet, right? Latest from Nano, the rebrand rationale. The decision to rebrand was not one we took lightly. Our team, like many in the community, have grown attached to Raiblocks. I must say, Nano is going to be a much more marketable name than Raiblocks, straight up. And if we just look at the Medium article where they talk about this, Nano rebrand announcement. To our valued community, it has been an eventful year for Raiblocks, capped off by December that we saw unprecedented growth in the community. The core team would like to thank each and every one of you for making this community second to none. It is your support and engagement that makes Raiblocks such an exciting project to be part of. In November, the team gathered to discuss the future of Raiblocks and develop plans to further the project's growth. One topic discussed was the name itself. Is it Ray? Ditch the blocks, just call it Ray. Feedback from the community suggested that improvements could be made to better resonate with the public and mainstream audience. Because of this, our team made the decision to rebrand. It is a great pleasure that we announce Nano. So what do you guys think of this name here? If we take a look at Nano now, okay, where can you pick up Nano? KuCoin, BitGrail, RightBTC. Notice you don't see any Binance on here, and you don't see Bittrex. KuCoin is obviously a leading platform or for exchange, but still, you've got to think that the second they get listed, if they ever do, onto Binance or Bittrex, that there's going to be some massive volume that's going to pump into this thing, right? So let's go ahead and explore Nano a little bit more. Obviously, they're really big on the Nano rebrand here. Take a look at the team. You can see Colin LeMahieu. Hope I said that. He's a software developer with 10 years. Colin founded Raiblocks, now Nano, in 2014. He moved to the project full-time in 2017 and is spearheading development of the core protocol. His interests include space technology, physics, and environmental sustainability. And they actually have a fairly big team. Here's an iOS developer, and got a wide variety of team members here. And if you wanted to learn more about them, right here, talks about call-in. Nano is a low latency payment platform that requires minimal resources, making Nano ideal for peer-to-peer transactions. So each account has their own blockchain. With Nano, each account has their own blockchain as part of a larger directed acyclic graph. Each individual user provides the computational power for the verification of their few transactions, meaning entire network is not required to update the overall ledger together in massive blocks. Wallets pre-cache the anti-spam proof of work. Wallets okay. Once a transaction is sent, making transactions instantaneous, as both sides have the proof of work ready to go. Because the protocol is incredibly lightweight and running a node costs next to nothing, Nano's transactions are processed with no fees. One transaction fits within a single UDP pack, and transactions are handled independently, eliminating the block size issue. White paper. So, if you guys wanted to read the white paper, let's go ahead and take a look at the new Nano white paper. They talk about Bitcoin here in the background. They also talk about Satoshi Nakamoto in 2008, his vision. They go into detail outlining some of the components here, Nano components. Before describing the overall Nano architecture, we define the individual components that make up the system. The account, so that's the public key. Block transaction. The term block and transaction are often used interchangeably, where a block contains a single transaction, which a block is basically a file, right? So you have the ledger, you have the node. We talked about all this in the video we made the other day. If you haven't seen the detailed outline in cryptocurrency terminology, you can go back to that video. So basically this coin here is, I mean, it's looking, it could potentially, I don't know, compete with the likes of, well, Bitcoin. Assuming that, I mean, to compare it to Bitcoin right now is extremely premature. You know, you've got other coins out there like this that are running a cryptocurrency. You have privacy coins, Monero, Dash. You have Litecoin. I would say maybe Litecoin might consider looking at Nano as competition. And if we just compare Nano, and I say that because they're both functioning as a currency, right? So in order to take over #1 spot as a currency, you have to move above other currencies. You also have Bitcoin Cash. So I would say Bitcoin's probably always going to be the store of value. So it's safe. Bitcoin Cash talks about dethroning Bitcoin, but we'll see where that ends up going. But Litecoin, yeah, I mean, Nano is definitely, with that new name, is going to make waves in this market here. There's no doubt about that. I would say Litecoin's probably on their radar. I know I've said that a couple times already, but that's kind of where my mind's going in terms of analyzing the future prospects for Nano. Now, if we just take a look at our Twitter here, and we talk about some of the things that we've been talking about with the community, at what point do you consider buying more Bitcoin? 26% of you said right now. 21% say you're waiting for it to go below 10K. 10% say you'd rather FOMO, which means you'd rather buy at all-time highs. You'd FOMO in at all-time highs. I guess 10% of you like to do that. Obviously, I'm pretty sure that it's satirical. And then 8K all day. So the majority of you guys are waiting to see if Bitcoin goes to 8K. 43% of you are saying that if it does, you'll be looking to buy more Bitcoin. That's with 1,892 votes already taking place. And yeah, so let's take a look at Bitcoin. So it's at 10,140. I posted on my Twitter yesterday that blockchain J that I did actually buy more Bitcoin I said, gut check. Just bought more Bitcoin at 10,140. Definitely a moment where pushing the buy button was worth a big gulp. I did take a big gulp, and my finger kind of shook a little bit, and I was like, yes, buy. That's kind of how I am with Bitcoin right now, because there is that potential for it to go to 8,000. And obviously, I'm not a tycoon whale with thousands of dollars just laying around to go buy Bitcoin every single opportunity. So, yeah, 2 weeks ago I didn't have the same money that I have now, so I did put more money into it as I continue to get paid. I don't put too much more money in there, but I think I still look at Bitcoin at this price as a decent buy. Although I've been buying Bitcoin when it was at, my first time I bought it was at 400. I've told the story a million times. But then I bought it when it was at around 3,000. Then I bought more when it was around 4,000, 5,000. I even bought some 8,000. Bought some at 10,000. Bought some at 12,000. Most of the stuff I was buying above 10,000 ended up just being stuff that I'd buy on Coinbase to fork into other altcoins, because when you want to buy a new position in an altcoin, for example, today, if I wanted to take out a position on Nano, which I don't hold, but now with this rebrand, I might actually consider getting into Nano because I like their I think straight up, this is just the truth. The name does matter because I've seen how the communities get behind technologies with interesting 4-letter names, 5-letter names, such as Tron. I mean, Tron, all Tron had to do was market a little bit, and next thing you know, people are big on it. And for this being a currency, Raiblocks, it's kind of like Electronium, right? In the sense that it's functioning as a currency. Electronium has a privacy element to it with the Monero block, but Raiblocks, definitely an interesting cryptocurrency with the name change to Nano. So we'll keep an eye on that. But overall, yeah, I might buy some Bitcoin today to put it into Nano, although it is up significantly from $14 where it was not too long ago. I mean, I was actually on my way into the office today. I was thinking to myself, I think I'm gonna buy some Raiblocks, and then I found out they're rebranded. So anyways, guys, this is Jeff with AltCoin Buzz. Let me know if you guys are interested in Nano's new, if you guys like this cryptocurrency, if you're going to get some, you're going to buy some, or if you're going to pass on it, or you're going to wait for it to peel back down, or do you think that it's got a bright future, going to move up from here? I would say that the best time to buy Nano would be definitely below $15. But if you believe this thing has a bright future and can kind of compete with Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, other currencies, maybe at $20, it's not such a bad buy with a $2.5 billion market cap. But I like it. I really like it below 15. But it's moving fast. If we just look at the 7-day, it does have volatility. Look at that. It was as low as $13. So for it to shoot from 13 to 19, I would say wait to buy. I'm actually going to wait to buy. And if that means I got to wait some time for the exuberance to calm down, and the market to stabilize a little bit more, because this market just loves $500 billion. I mean, this is where the ultimate, the market just loves $500 billion range. We haven't really gone out of, in between 450 billion and 600 billion is like our range for the last week or two. Anyways, guys, we'll see you next time.